Hey guys, Haddy the creator here, creating something new to share with you. On Valentine's Day last week, I did a video drawing two monsters as cute creatures. In that same video, I did a poll asking what creature I should draw next. And as you can see here, there was an overwhelming winner. You guys wanted to see the Demogorgon from Stranger Things drawn as a cute monster. Now, I am a huge Stranger Things fan. I watched season 2 in probably 2 or 3 days. I just love the show. The 80s vibes, the nostalgic feel of it, the music, everything's just fantastic. The Demogorgon in season 1 was absolutely terrifying. He was an awesome villain to the series. So I'm excited to give this a shot, but I am a little intimidated by this thing. Not only does this creature not have eyes, but he barely even has a face. It's just got this big old opening of mouths. This thing makes the xenomorph from Aliens look a little bit easy. So let's jump over to Photoshop and start playing around with this Demogorgon. So jumping over to Photoshop, I'm trying out a few different sketches, trying to figure out what I want this guy to look like. That first one was trash, just threw it away real quick. But the second one, I thought something to make him look more friendly and more cutesy would be to have him holding a flower. Since his head is pretty flower shaped with the petals, or his mouth looking a lot like flower petals, I thought that that would be something to make him a little bit less monstery and a little bit more cute, even though I don't know if I simplified his body enough down to simpler shapes to make him look more cutesy. I used the warp tool to kind of shrink him down a little bit more to make him more of a chibi style, but I feel like I probably could have pushed it a little bit further from what I did, but I think this is working out okay. The flower does help quite a bit, and I am having him stand here in a little bit of a flower garden, and I made his nails rounded and his fingers don't look as menacing. They kind of blunted out their fingers, and the teeth in his mouth, they don't have a bunch of, well, he doesn't have a bunch of sharp, pointy, jagged teeth, but he has a few miscellaneous smaller rounded teeth, and I think that makes him a little bit less scary as well. But his body is pretty scary with his ribs poking out. I tried my best, and I think he works out okay. What do you guys think? Did I nail it, or am I way off? Is this thing still terrifying? Maybe if I just make him in the middle of a flower patch with flowers all over the place, he would look less scary. Does that do the trick, or is he still horrific? Maybe if I make these flowers all bright and colorful and pretty, they will distract from the scariness. Kind of divert your eyes a little bit, make you look more upon the beauty of the flowers and less upon the scariness of his disgusting skin and anorexic body and nasty multiple mouths. Now I'm trying a different method of painting this guy and coloring him up than I normally do. I'm doing something a little bit more detailed to try to get some more of the texture of his skin in there. And since I'm only doing one monster in this video, I think that I'll just spend a little bit more time on him and try to color him up a little bit more detailed. So what I'm doing is painting all the skin and details in this orange color over this darker blue color, and I will kind of color him up from this later on. I'm just focusing on values and just getting the lighting in there and his texturing as much as I can. Now that I have those all done, I am adjusting the hue and saturation of this orange layer to try to match the color of his skin, and then I'm going to go in and paint some different colors over the dark blue layer and kind of make things more fleshy, to take some red into the areas like the inside of his mouth and maybe the thinner parts of his body, like his fingers, for example. They would show more fleshy underneath it and some more red. And just kind of coloring them up, seeing what looks good and adjusting things as I go. Adding in some wet highlights, so any areas that would be moist or wet, I'm putting in some kind of harsh white and kind of showing the spittle and the light reflecting off of the wet parts. Painting the flower purple, that's important. Gotta make it nice and pretty. I think the full composition is what sells this thing. I think this creature by himself is still a little bit too scary, but I don't know how I could have done much better. I guess I could have totally chibified him and made his body real small, but still with this giant menacing mouth on top. I don't know if that would have passed as cute. And I don't think you want to watch me paint all of these little tedious flowers, because I think that'll get a little boring. So I'm going to go ahead and skip past that, but it is pretty much finished now, and I will show you the final product right after I finish these last minute details. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out today. This is a shorter video than normal, but I am tired. I celebrated my birthday last Saturday and it was awesome. I hope you approve of the Demogorgon. It's not quite as cute as I had hoped for it to be, but I think it turned out pretty good. I think the fact that it's holding a flower kind of helps soften the scariness of him, and I think it works. This has been Haddy the Creator. Keep on creating. Remember, we are all creators. And I will catch you on the next video.